Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So I saw something where it said the 90-10, also another is the 80-20. So what are these rules? The 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule? I watched a video on them saying that when a person leaves a long-term relationship, it's usually because there's a portion of that relationship missing. It's never going to be a perfect relationship. So whether it's 10 or 20%, we're going to go with the 20%. An 80-20 rule would be where, 80% of the relationship is good, but the other 20% where things aren't quite perfect, that they say that that's what you should expect. 80% good, because things can't always be perfect. Can they always snuggle with you when you're not feeling good? Or are they the cleanest person? Things like that, to where we got to give some slack. People are who they are. So the narcissist will see in the new supply that 10 or 20%. And they go to that new supply feeling that that person has everything that you were missing. So they see it as 100%, but often they focused on the 20% to complete the picture. And they didn't realize that they let behind so much. And the grass isn't always greener on the other side. That's why a lot of times they come crawling back, or they try to hoover, or try to have some part in our lives that they don't break things off completely. Because when things go wrong with the new supply, they know that we have the missing pieces. And I just thought it was a really good concept. In Japan, they use that for eating. 80% of the meal, or 80% of stomach capacity, to where they feel full, that's when they should stop eating. Some people use it in the workforce where, should I quit this job or should I stick it out? It's where 80% is good. And you can't expect everything to be perfect. I'll tell you what, though, I'm very happy where I am at work. It's pretty much perfect. It took me decades to find a job so that I fell in love with. I had some I like, but I'm very, very happy where I am now. It's like perfect. So in relationships with narcissists, they don't realize what they have. At first they do, but they're monkey branching. They're going from the missing perfection, the missing percentage, and they see that and they latch onto it. And you know, is it better with the new supply? This is where I want you guys to realize it doesn't matter. And this is why it doesn't matter. Because let's say, as far as compatibility and everything, you were the 80%, this new person's the 90%. The narcissist is going to knock it down. They're going to start destroying that person's self-esteem. They're going to gaslight, lie, manipulate, make them crazy. It's inevitable. So their worth as a compatible partner is going to be diminished. That's that narcissistic cycle. And you know what it was like to feel something's not quite right. And that's a double-edged sword of the snowball effect. So it's a snowball in the devaluation, but it's also a snowball in the being uncomfortable. So it's going to be miserable. It takes time, though. You think about that little piece of snow. It takes a while before it gets big. And the narcissists don't like to fix things as they go. They like to wait till things explode. Until you guys can attest to this, I'm sure. Comment below if you can, that the main time that you felt loved is when things were ending. Because that's when, if you say you can't handle it anymore, that's when they come around and they try again, or they blow up, tell you to get the fuck out, or whatever it is they did. And then they try to make up for it. And they try to take their words back. Or if they got physical with you, they apologize. And now you're going, the love bombing stage starts again. It happens. It's a cycle. And the more I'm studying the statistics, the more apparent it is that it's inevitable because they're dream catchers. They're dream chasers, chasing after this perfect spouse or mate, because that's what, with the mirroring, they're trying to see themselves in somebody else. But if they're seeing themselves in somebody else, they're not seeing themselves for who they really are, because they don't know who they really are. So their identity is put onto the new supply, or it was on you. So as they're diminishing this new supply, the mirror is diminishing and they're starting to see themselves. They don't like who they are. And it's uncomfortable for the new supply because they just want to act in their comfort state, which is loving or giving, understanding. And there are toxic relationships. So it's not everybody. You know, we worry about this new supply sometimes. They could be even more toxic than your narcissist. There's so many different types of mental illnesses. And sometimes too, it's the twists and turns of life. If they're down and depressed for a little while, which you can overcome depression sometimes, but the narcissist doesn't want to deal with that stuff. And there's going to be ups and downs, and you know, the new supply is going to feel betrayed during the times of need, and it takes time to unfold. It just takes time to unfold. And for that 80-20 rule, as we move forward, as we try to find our perfect mate, we have to realize there's not a perfect mate, but the closer they are to 100%, the luckier you are. But when your mate goes through ups and downs, that we give them a little bit of slack, a little bit of space. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, so we can't latch on to people. We might have a fear of abandonment now. So we have to feel whole within ourselves that if it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's not, it's not. And we have to accept that. We can't chase people. It has to be a match in energy, because I keep saying this and it is so true. If you match energy, whatever it is, if it's negative energy, you guys agree to disagree. If you guys, let me reword that. If you guys basically hate each other, then there's no relationship. Why bother with each other? You can go your separate ways. The energy is so negative and you both don't want it. If you're both in love, it matches and it's comfortable and fantastic. But if it's off kilter, that's an uncomfortable state. So we have to pair up with people at the same energy as us. And if we want them to give, it's weird, if we want them to give us more energy, we can't fill it for them. We have to allow them time to miss us, allow them time to invest in us. And we can get back some, you know, but we have to keep that balance. And that's comment with you guys. It's hard when we thought we were in a safe spot to do things, you know, make a special meal. Now they're telling us it's a hassle. They don't want to, you know, take time away from their video games to sit and have dinner with us, or it's just sad how it changes, but that's that cycle. And it's mind-blowing because they would choose to self-sabotage a relationship or to go after something unknown than tend to their own garden. They've destroyed families, people, relationships. They isolate their victims. And there was something I read where it says the narcissist made you feel alone so you can cope with being alone, because a lot of us are alone right now. And we're going to be okay. We don't have to stay in that state, but it's a state where we rebuild ourselves, get healthy again, motivated again. And unfortunately, a breakup with a narcissist is so much more traumatic than a regular breakup. because we invested so much as we were being depleted. So now we're almost rendered helpless. We don't know how to make decisions. We have brain fog, trust issues. But we have to take some time, get back out there. And the more you get out there, the more you mingle with people, the more opportunities you're going to have. Once that snowball starts rolling, that's when you're going to feel alive again, because people need people. So it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to just call people. But human interaction is so important. And part of the reason we're having so many mental health issues, just look at what COVID did, where we weren't seeing our families like we should, where we weren't traveling like we should, or even just going for a walk or to the zoo or a craft show, whatever, where we were pretty much isolated. Some of us lived alone during that time. I did. And Zoom calls aren't the same. They're helpful, but they're not the same as a hug. And focus on the people who really care about you. And I care about you guys. So if you need some questions answered, please let me know what you're struggling with. And I'll either write you back, make a video for you, and give you my analysis on it, maybe some advice from my perspective. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. And I promise you, it does get better. The more you open yourself up to the future instead of focusing on the past, that's when healing begins. So I'll say that one more time. The more we focus on the present and also the future, or at least the present, and less on the past, that's when the healing starts and you'll feel free again. It's enlightening. You're going to go through some struggles, some uncomfortable times, some ups and downs. That means you're healing. That means you're healing. And that's a good thing. I'll see you soon.